and happy Wisdom Wednesday. Thank you so much for tuning in and for choosing to spend some of your time with me. I'm Maria Milagros. This is a space I like to carve out to share different tips, tools, techniques, nuggets, stories, anecdotes that have helped me in the implementation of get to new levels of health and happiness as per my definition. And because we are connected and because we are having a human experience, my hope is that in sharing this stuff, it will help you, when and if implemented, get to next levels of healthy and happy, whatever you have defined that to be for this moment of time in your life. So today in specific, something that has been the theme of the day is change and the difficulty that a lot of people find in dealing with change, which is interesting because we are constantly changing. From the moment that we're born, we're constantly changing. We're in this perpetual state of evolution. It is the one consistent thing that will always and always and always be inevitable, and it is change. And yet, we tell ourselves these stories that are debilitating, by the way, that when change happens, something is wrong. But change is always happening, all the time. So when I realized this a couple of years ago, I'm like, change is always going to be happening. And it's easy to say, right? Because a lot of people are like, oh, you just got to get used to change, get comfortable with being uncomfortable, right? But we really have to internalize and really embody the knowing that change is inevitable. And then when we do, mentally, emotionally, physically, spiritually, and then change happens, we are not devastated by the inevitable. I remember one time I was just laughing at myself because I thought, why are you mad about change? You know it's coming. You literally teach this, and yet you got mad because something changed. Maria, stop it. And then I was like, oh, for sure. When we practice the notion, the reminder that it is inevitable and that we are capable of managing and handling it because we have thus far, then we realize that when it comes, because it will, we're going to be all right. We're going to be all right. If we survived all the days thus far, then we are going to be all right when the days continue to evolve and change, when we continue to evolve and change. People get mad when their bodies change. Yeah, it should. You're not a baby anymore. You're not a teenager anymore. You're not a young adult anymore, right? Your body changes and evolves because that's what it is. Life is in this perpetual state of evolution, and knowing that, accepting that, allowing that, embracing that can bring so much ease and peace because we're no longer fighting the inevitable. What can be a constant, is how we choose to show up. I'm going to constantly remind myself that change is inevitable. I'm going to constantly find my way back to spaces of peace and love because I am deserving and worthy. I'm going to constantly remind myself that I am deserving and worthy regardless of the change. Right? Do you see what I'm saying? Those things can remain consistent with practice because change is inevitable. And our peace, our joy is meant to be found in those spaces, not in these external spaces of consistent evolution. Because then as we are evolving, we are still remaining in spaces of peace and love because we're not fighting the very evolution that we chose to participate in when we came here and joined into these human bodies. What? I hope that made sense. That's what I have for you. Let me know what you think. Let's talk about change in the comments. Evolution, the journey, the process. What is consistent in your life? What is consistent in you? Ooh, that's a deeper question. What is consistent in you that helps you cultivate spaces that allow for peace and love and joy when the inevitable change is constantly taking place within and outside of us? That's all I have. Share it, don't share it. Do you? I'm sending you love and light either way. I'm sending you love and light either way. As for today, that's not going to change. Peace!